Black Lives Matter glorified Cuban dictator Fidel Castro. Quote, Fidel Vive. All right, let's watch. Let's read. Actually, let's watch. Let's see what the Associated
as GOP lawmakers demand President Biden do something to help the people of Cuba.
Okay, who cares? Black Lives Matter recent praise. Oh shit! Let's check this out. There's so many articles on this. Blames U.S. All right, let's start with this one, and then we'll get into this one. Actually, let's do this one. Let's do Fox News talks about Black Lives Matter, talks about Cuba. Let's see how this goes. All right. Obviously, I know it's pronounced Vive. Like, hello, people. BLM previously glorified Cuban dictator Fidel Castro in an online post following his death in November 2016. We are feeling many things as we awaken to a world without Fidel Castro. There is an overwhelming sense of loss complicated by fear and anxiety. Although no leader is without their flaws. I can't read from this distance. We must push back against the rhetoric to the right and come to the defense of El Comandante, the Post said. Yo, I didn't get all the fucking shit off my glasses. Castro's communist revolution included mass executions and imprisonment of political opponents. BLM's 2016 post outlined the lessons that we take from Fidel, blah, blah, blah. All right, I don't give a shit about this. But anyway, the reason why I want to talk about this is because Black Lives Matter. First of all, I don't understand why there's a group called Black Lives Matter. I just want to be very clear. I think it's a stupid thing to call a group, right? If you want to say, like, you know, movement for Black Lives, HQ, I don't know. But the idea that you name your group after a statement, to me, I think is bizarre. And it leads to a lot of this kind of stuff. But anyway,
Republican Texas Senator Ted Cruz joins us now.
Black Lives Matter blames U.S., praises Cuban regime, social media erupts. All right, let's check this out, folks. Black Lives Matter faced fierce criticism late Wednesday after posting a statement that blasted the U.S. and praised Cuba's government while the island was destabilized by historic protests and violent crackdowns. So again, I just want to, like, just in case people wonder where I stand, obviously the embargo is bad. Anyone in the U.S. who's criticizing Cuba is probably an idiot. Anyone in the U.S. who's protesting for Cuban independence is probably an idiot. Anyone that thinks that Cuba is a perfect country that has no problems is an idiot. Anyone that thinks that, you know, police aren't attacking protesters and that's a violation of human rights, you know, they're an idiot, right? You're allowed to have these opinions. Police in Cuba, out of control. They're pretty fucking bad. You know what else is bad? U.S. imperialism. You know what else is bad? Republicans. You know what else? Et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So again, obviously the correct take here is to side with Cuba when it comes to trade, when it comes to foreign policy. As a U.S. citizen, if you want to criticize Cuba, you can do so without supporting U.S. interventionism. It's that simple. Check this out. I'm doing it right now. So let's continue to read. Oh, Lord. Senator Marco Rubio. It's Rubio, folks. The extortionist ring known as the Black Lives Matter organization took a break today from shaking down corporations for millions and buying themselves mansions to share their support for the communist regime and hashtag Cuba. Hashtag Cuba, folks. Hashtag. I mean, I don't understand. Like, didn't Barack Obama say that he wanted to end the fucking embargo? Like, what is this bullshit? Like, wasn't Obama talking about ending the embargo in 2016? Like, why is this even controversial? BLM called for the U.S. to lift the sanctions that are cruel and inhumane policy instituted with the explicit intention of destabilizing the country and undermining Cubans' right to choose their own government is at the heart of Cuba's crisis, blah, blah, blah. I agree with that, by the way. You know, that I agree with. But anyway, let's read this one, because this one's good. Again, Fox News is publishing a shitload of these fucking articles, and that's why I wanted to talk about this, because Fox is going crazy with this shit. AOC, Ilhan Omar, silent after Black Lives Matter voices support for Cuban regime. Again, you're allowed to think police brutality is bad. You're allowed to think that suppression of protests is bad. And also, you're allowed to think U.S. interventionism is bad. As a U.S. citizen, if I talk about how Cuban oppression is bad and ignore everything else involved, I would be advocating in the best interest of U.S. imperialism. And that's why, again, you have to make it explicitly clear. The Cuban government is pretty good in comparison to the United States government. Let's be honest, folks. Really? You're gonna cry about Cuban police beating the shit out of protesters? Have you seen what's going on in the United States of America? Have you looked outside your window in the last year and a half? I don't think so. If you're going out there saying Cuban police are unstoppable forces of fascist evil or whatever, if that's your opinion, and for some reason you don't voice that same concern in America, I've got news for you. You're a dumb motherfucker. You're an useful idiot. You're a fucking loser, and you need to fucking open a textbook or go outside or talk to someone that's not like a fucking straight white cis man because you're a fucking idiot. All right. Democratic representatives AOC of New York, Ilhan Omar of Minnesota, and Cori Bush of Missouri. I love how Cori Bush is now in there. She didn't make the headline, but she made it in the first sentence. Ugh, I'm sorry if I'm sneezy, folks. Have yet to weigh in on Black Lives Matter declaring its support for Cuba's communist regime. I love the word regime, by the way. Oh my god. Also, I love the idea that fucking Republicans are pro-US now. Like, they hate Biden. They think US is the okay. If you're a Republican watching this video, let me know. Okay. So, is the United States communist because Joe Biden is the leader? Or is Cuba communist and the US is freedom and democracy and the US needs to spread freedom and democracy to Cuba? Like, okay, I'm seriously trying to understand this. Why are people so upset about Cuba being communist when I thought the USA was communist? Didn't Joe Biden, like, steal the election? Obviously, I just want to say Joe Biden is the rightful winner, the legitimate winner of the 2020 election. I am just using this as a hypothetical. Donald Trump is the loser. But didn't Joe Biden steal the election and make the USA a communist fucking hellhole? Listen to this. I got a clip from Donald Trump slightly, like a week before the election. Check this out.
Bottom line, the American dream, the great American dream versus being a socialist hellhole.
So Donald Trump has been saying for months and months and months that if Biden won, it would become a socialist country. So, okay, aren't we communists now? How can the USA simultaneously promote freedom and democracy in Cuba and also be a communist country? Can someone let me know? Like, what's going on here? Like, what is wrong with you people? Anyway, I don't really care about reading these articles. It's just fluff. But I just wanted to say that I think it's hilarious that Fox News is now super pro-America again because of Cuban protests. Like, what? First of all, again, I want to be very clear. Cuban people have a right to protest their government. Police crackdowns on protesting is horrible, disgusting, and it is a human rights atrocity. Full stop. If you disagree with that, you're a fucking moron. Number two, as a U.S. citizen, I have to explicitly say, I don't want any U.S. intervention in Cuba. None. Zilch. Zero. Lift the embargo, allow for trade, and then just fuck off. Let them do whatever they want. Now, again, if Cuba were at some point, like, you know, like it was found out that Cuba is, like, building a nuclear space weapon and they're going to destroy the whole universe, okay, maybe. Maybe. Right? But that's not going to happen. And anyone who says that's going to happen is a fucking moron. Okay, I need you people to understand, alright? U.S. interventionism is bad. The U.S. has been trying to fuck with Cuba forever, and there is literally nothing you can say that will make U.S. interventionism a good idea. Like, again, even if they had a nuclear space weapon, which they don't, and they won't, like, U.S. interventionism isn't going to solve anything. So, again, I just really need everyone to understand that, because I've seen a lot of dumbass takes. There's a lot of stupid motherfuckers who quote on the left who think that criticizing Cuban policing is bad. Oh, the police in Cuba are great because they're cracking down on people that are demanding medical supplies. No, that's not great. That's horrible, right? But, like, saying that police brutality is wrong is not supporting U.S. interventionism. You're allowed to have nuance on these subjects. So I just wanted to say that. And I wanted to talk about how I think it's hilarious that Republicans are now they're pro-America. I thought America was a communist dictatorship. I guess not. I don't know what's going on anymore. But either way, this shit's pretty funny. Also, end the embargo, of course. Duh.